Channel 7 News at 10.
Well, good evening, and thanks for staying up late with us tonight. We begin with new rules for the Arkansas Supreme Court, inspired by an ongoing dispute that's seen the Chief Justice, Karen Baker, at odds with the majority of her colleagues. Here is Channel 7's Andrew Mobley to break it all down. Andrew.
A feud between Baker and the court's majority has carried over into her first term as Chief Justice and threatened to undermine public confidence in Arkansas's highest court.
It's clear that the conflict arose when the new Chief Justice took office and then undertook to take a variety of steps that the majority of the court believes is outside of her purview.
In January, Baker attempted to fire 10 staff in the administrative office of the courts, but was barred from doing so by the court majority, which said she did not have that power. According to a report released in March, the court's HR department said that Baker had harassed and intimidated AOC employees last December over how they voted and their cooperation in an investigation into Justice Courtney Hudson, Baker's only ally in many court opinions. At the request of the Judicial Discipline and Disability Commission, the court has recently adopted rule changes that explicitly define the court's existing power to temporarily suspend judges and may expand that power. Where the previous rule allowed the court to suspend judges facing criminal charges, the new one allows them to do so for other misconduct, which is defined as when a judge poses a threat of serious harm to the public or the administration of justice and includes but is not limited to witness intimidation, retaliation, or a threat thereof, particularly if the judge in question is facing a disciplinary probe. Hudson, dissenting alongside Baker, said the rule changes don't afford judges the same due process provided attorneys when they face interim suspensions. For example, detailed procedures to challenge suspensions.
I think the question as to whether more due process should be built into this new rule is a legitimate question that the court should consider going forward.
Hudson also argued that because the new rules apply not only to future but also currently pending complaints against judges, they violate the Arkansas and U.S. Constitution's prohibition of retroactive laws.
So the question there is, do these rules exert powers that the Supreme Court didn't already have, or do they simply spell out those powers? If they are new powers, then the dissent has a point. I think the majority probably has the better argument.
It remains to be seen how the Arkansas Supreme Court may wield its updated power to temporarily suspend judges, but a suspension of a fellow justice would be historic. On your side, I'm Andrew Mobley.
Indeed, Andrew, thanks very much. For more on the conflict among Arkansas Supreme Court justices, log on to KATV.com.